3 different platforms. It makes it sometimes a little more challenging. That's good. Marcy, do you have, are you doing on groups or houses, clubhouse? I don't know how I'm not setting up things properly. So maybe you'll give me a hand. I can contact you later. Is that possible?
Absolutely. I can do my best.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, appreciate that. Okay. Alrighty. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine coming to you from Chabad Zurich Kadesh, Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. And we share, as we do every day, with amazing group of people that you are, I must say. Jeff in Michigan, welcome. Brett is with us in Pennsylvania. And Sutil is in Oslo, Norway, joining us. We have Eddie, not certain from where. Thank you for joining. John joining us. Good morning in North Carolina. Elise Boker Tov in West Virginia. We have Rabbi with us in Morocco. Good afternoon. Rachamim is joining us in Houston, Texas. And Rusty is also in Texas. Good morning. And Boker Tov to Celeste or Chava in Colorado. Welcome. Davida and Liba are in New York. Good morning. Moise in Brazil. Boker Tov. Eugenia is in Calgary. Welcome. Simcha. Boker Tov to you in Florida. In Toledo, we have Gilmar Josepa. I hope I pronounced that right. Diane is in Arizona joining us. Who else is here today? Keeps on jumping. In Sri Lanka, we have Christanthi. I perhaps pronounced that right. Not certain, but welcome. Thank you for joining. I think it might be the first from Sri Lanka. David is joining us in Sacramento. Jan in Mexico. Clem is in Brisbane, Australia. Daphne is having a marvelous Monday in South Carolina. Rena, welcome. In Colorado, we missed you last night. Who else is here? We have Marcy, Norm, Vilma, Gabby, Michelle. We have on Instagram, Akoy in Lima, Peru. We have Blessed 07. We have David in Chabad. Joseph has joined us. Norm, welcome. Rachel in South Carolina is with us. In Tzfas, oh, Joseph in Tzfas, beautiful. The holy city of Tzfas. We have Bella joining us, Yantitila Benta, beautiful. We have Guy. Alrighty. Nancy in Long Beach, New York. Okay, beautiful. Can you hide from God? And you're going to say, of course not. Why not? How does God know what I'm doing right now that I'm learning Torah? Tanya. Is it because he sees? So our sages say, in Pirkei Avos, in the ethics of our fathers, that in order to turn away from evil and do good, we should know that reflect upon three things, and you will not come to sin. Know what is above you, the eye that sees and the ear that hears. What does that mean? An eye that sees. So God is seeing. Yeah, but God obviously doesn't have a physical eye. So actually, on the contrary, I have a physical eye that's limited. So I can only see so far. God has an eye that's not physical. And therefore, he could see much further. Can't even see what I'm doing right now, being that he doesn't have that limitation. I've told this story over before. It's a beautiful story of Rabbi Manis Friedman with his granddaughter who had a doll, and the doll arm broke. And he says, "Oh, you must be very sad." He says, "No, it's only a plastic arm. It's not real." So then he thought to himself, "Oh, that's true. It's not real. But is this arm real? Is my arm real? Is it really? It's not real. What's the proof? Is it could be incapacitated." Because if you look in the dictionary, actually, and you see the word arm, it's not going to only tell you that it is something with, that's got bones, ligaments, and whatnot, and, that it can reach for something. It will also tell you that an arm is something that can reach out, right? So you can have an arm, not just a human arm, well, arm of a doll or arm of a machine. The point is that there's the idea of the arm. The idea of the arm, well, ultimately, the ultimate idea of an arm is God's arm, or God's eyes, that he can see. So the fact that we have an arm or that we can see is we actually get that from him. So the difference is we have limitations, physical limitations, how far we can see. But God doesn't have those limitations. So he can see beyond. Now, it actually goes deeper than that. Is it because God is seeing and hearing me right now? Is therefore he knows what I'm doing? That would suggest, that would imply at least, that there's something outside of God. Because, I'm seeing names of people on the screen, and that's why I introduce you, because I see the names. Well, those names are outside of me, and so are you. But the truth is, everything is revealed to God, because that's what seeing does, is a revelation of that which is. It's actually to God, it's because he knows himself. So not seeing something outside of himself, he's seeing within himself. So let's give that from a human perspective. And that would be, well, your own 248 limbs of your body, you experience them themselves, right? If you feel your head, it's painful, you got a headache. It's not because I see I have a headache. Oh, I hear I have a headache. No, that's something outside of me. I'm experiencing it because of me. So therefore, cold and heat, we feel because it's a part of me. Or if my toenail got stepped on or scorched by fire, it's not something outside of me, it's of me. So my awareness, my knowledge is because it's of me. And I feel me, right? That's how God knows. So when we say seeing, well, we don't mean seeing as a tool to see outside of me, but it really means to see that which is within me, because I'm experiencing it of me. Right? That's how God knows. That's how he knows. Not only knows, but that knowledge also is the source of vitality. Just like the brain is the source of vitality for the entire body, it has an awareness of every limb of the body, right? So too God has an awareness and is the source of life of everything within creation, because it's all happening, right? Of all of creation within him. Now, it's not happening within the brain, because the brain gives vitality outside of itself, right? But it's an awareness of it is the source of everything, the source of life for the entire body. So, as a result, we can't hide from God. Not because God doesn't, his sight is without limit. Well, it is because of that, but it's because it's something that's not happening outside of him. So he's knowing me. That's what it means that God is the knower, the knowledge, and the known. All is one. So Maimonides teaches us that idea. Right? And we use these analogies to help us to understand. Right? What's the analogy? Well, again, the fact that I'm aware that someone stepped on my toe or got burned, it's not because I see it. No, because it's of me. But there's a problem with that then. That brings us to a problem. That's where there's a breakdown in the analogy. And what is that? Very simple. I'm affected by the cold, by the heat. It's either too cold here in Montreal or, got too hot. I'm affected. I'm changed. My soul is affected. Right? If your toe got burnt, it's not just your toe that gets burnt, but your whole being gets affected by that. And of course, what's the problem with that? God is affected because he's aware of me, that something happened, that I'm still learning now. I've changed him. What does that mean? Nothing changes God. He can't be affected. Everything is bound up in one with him. So break down in the analogy. And this is a simple idea that, even though intellectually we understand that this is not possible, that God, is ever growing and ever evolving, like hopefully we are, because not everything is of me. So therefore I can gain more and be more. But God, before he created the world and after he creates the world, there is no difference. This is what it means to be believers, descendants of believers. Without, even intellectual speculation and understanding of it, this is something that we say in our prayers every day, that we have, perfect faith and belief in. That you are the same before he created the world as you are after you create the world. Something actually that we explained at great length in chapter 20 earlier. So God knows everything as he knows himself, just as I know and I'm aware that something happens within me. With me, it changes me. I'm cold. I gotta go get a jacket to put on, sweater to put on. I'm hot. I've got to take off my jacket. Or whatever, right? That's a change. Not by God. Nothing changes. Where are we going with this in chapter 42? Stay tuned. Tomorrow, we'll have a deep thought about it. No, tomorrow, I'm thinking after tomorrow. A deep thought about this, on how we bring this into our lives in a very personal way. But right now, this thought alone is something to live with. That I can't hide from God. Right? Now we have at least a deeper understanding in that. All right. Any questions, any comments, any thoughts? We had a very powerful TRC last night and a very powerful Torah Studies class. Yeah. Okay. I don't see any questions or any comments, any thoughts. A reminder that we're finishing Rambam, which is amazing. All right. Oh, Bella, doesn't the pain a person experience affect God? Good question, Bella. Doesn't the pain that we go through affect God? So, excellent question. So when we say that creation doesn't affect God, it's true. Creation, the act of God being creator, doesn't affect him. Meaning he doesn't change. Oh, now that I created, this vast universe, I've got to do things differently. When it gets cold out, I'll put on a figurative coat. Gets warm out, I'll, nothing changed before in God as creator. That being said, that doesn't mean we don't have an effect on God. We do. But that's not him as creator. That's him in the relationship we have with him. That's beyond creation. In the relationship we have with God, the mitzvah we do touches him. He wants it. He doesn't want it because he's I don't know what the word would be. He wants it because he wants a relationship. Why does he want a relationship? Because he wants a relationship. So in that manner, we affect the core of God. As opposed to what God doesn't change him. So let's maybe put this into human terms. What I do doesn't affect. What I do doesn't change things. I do what I gotta do. I mean, it does change things, but does it? No. In a way, there's no difference. It doesn't change anything. Oh, but what do you mean if I go to work and I make a lot of money, I'm going to have a bigger house, a bigger car, I'm going to have more things? Oh. So, if those things are important to you, then it changed you. But if it's not, then it didn't change anything. I would like to think that if I had $1 billion, now let's make it 10 billion. Why only 1 billion? It wouldn't change me. And it won't. It might change what I do. But I will be giving tiny class just the same. Well, actually, no, it won't be the same, because you know what? With all that money, I'm going to reach out and get a lot more people to come and study. Right? But it's not going to change me. I'm pretty certain. Pretty certain. Because I'm not, as those who come to TRC and join us, Tanya Rabbi community, I don't live my life in brokenness, and therefore I need more to fill me. I don't do that. Or try not to, at least. I'm whole, complete, and worthy. Not because what I do, but because who I am. Davida, please wait for the question to be answered. I'm in the middle. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for pointing that out, but we'll get to. So if you're whole, complete, and worthy, you're not needy. And you don't live your life in neediness. Then you can live your life for what you're needed for. So that's something that can teach us from God. God's complete, he's whole. Much more than I am. The reason I'm whole, complete, and worthy is because I get that from him. Because it's what he is. And I have a part of that in me. A piece of Hashem in me. My divine self. So when I make that my true reality, my true identity, my true being, so then $1 billion isn't going to change it. $1 billion is going to make me whole, more whole. Can't be more whole than what God gives me of him. Money is from him. It's not of him. It's not a piece of him. I got a piece of him. Now, the $1 billion would be very nice to get from him. Only so I could help more people, to share with more people. Of him. That we're of him, not what we get from him. So that's an amazing thought. Okay, Davida, my apologies for pointing it out. Anyways, an amazing, invaluable idea. Alrighty. Do the tzaddik see more than we do? Absolutely. Because they live truly with their godly soul. You know, that's their only reality. That godly soul gives them a vision that's way beyond our vision. Absolutely. And a Rebbe, even more so. Yes, TRCs are recorded. But you got to join TRC. TRC is taking everything we do to another level, much more personalized. Inner group that are looking to truly take the teachings of Tanya and to grow with them. Grow in a beautiful way, and a lot of sharing that goes on. You can always try it out. If it talks to you, then that's great. If it helps you, amazing. Okay. Alice, mitzvahs change the atmosphere, but not Hashem. No, so as I said, the mitzvah is about our relationship to God. So when we do the mitzvah, you are giving something to Hashem. God is the active creator. Nothing changes. But God is the relationship we had with Him. So the mitzvah that we do, creates a union above that brings new light, and in that sense, a new vitality that brings that affects the divine. But God and what He does doesn't affect. That's what I was giving the example before of, if I got $1 billion, I keep on repeating that because I'm just putting it out there. That's pretty much right. It's not going to change anything for me. It'll just change on how I could do more. But because I'm not defined by that. I'm not defined by the materiality that I have. I'm not feeling better about myself that I have a nicer car. I got a ta-ta-ta car. Or, I got a beautiful, nice big home, and, it's a fancy this and a fancy, I feel so good. No. I mean, happy to have it. That's not what makes me feel good. It means I'm very needy then. So I need this, I need that, all these things to make me feel good about myself. No. No. That's where do you get that from? Well, we have a piece of God in you, so you can be like God in that respect. God doesn't change in His act of creating. I don't change. But in a relationship, there's change. We grow. We become more. A relationship with God, a relationship with our loved ones, a relationship with others. Right? So the truth is, everything that you go through is, if you see it as an expression of your relationship with God. So yes, even pumping the gas is a relationship with God. put into your car, because now you can go and do go do a mitzvah with your car. So then you can grow from that. I think you get the idea. I hope. Okay. Beautiful. Any other questions, comments, thoughts? Thank you all for sharing. Beautiful. Eitan, how can I control my emotions and my mind? That's what Tanya is trying to help us with. Stay tuned. Join us for more. And we will help further. Okay, Eitan. Thank you. All right, folks. Yeah. Okay, Rachel, that's great. See, you need to have old, lousy cars. Right? Because you need someone to fix it so they can have a livelihood, so they can earn money. And that way they can take care of a family, take care of their community, give charity. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you for Chabad Zirchin Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you Tanya. God bless you. Great day.